YouTube, welcome back. Today, we start this Spectator series. Look, it's pretty simple. I'm going to die, I'm going to lose Gulag, and we're going to spectate the rest of the game. Now, I'm going to be talking about specific points each week, based on fight class, based on different things we've talked about, in my other YouTube videos. So, I want to highlight those, I want to emphasize those, and ultimately break down other people's gameplay that will allow you to get better. As always, if you like the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up, make sure you subscribe for more, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any episodes. Let's get into it.
Time to earn your freedom, soldier.
So I can hear him to my left. Yep. And he looks pretty good. So let's go see where he lands. This could have been a quick super drop. Let's go ahead and spectate. And just keep in mind, we don't really know much about this. This could be a full trio dropping in together. It could be, a bunch of randoms together. Now, I specifically want to talk about... Okay, so they're going for specialists. You hear him. And that's a team wipe. That was pretty good. I mean, he hit the shots he had to. He snuck in a few headshots there as well. Card 2 is a good early gun. But you gotta hit your shots with it, especially because of the burst. Real quick, as they're fighting down below, I really want to pay attention to how teams approach fights, how teams position themselves with cover, because those are kind of the two main things that we talked about in fight class so far. So those are the particulars that I want to pay attention to, but of course we're going to be talking about a lot. And this is actually a duo trio right here. So again, we don't know if they're playing duo trios or if, they just had a random quit out. So he has 2 kills. I want to see quickly what the other guy has. He has 2 kills as well. Oh, no, I want to watch him in Gulag. It's going to switch right as we're about to... Let's see if we can get back in time. Oh, that guy's sweaty. JB Rampage knew what he was doing. Looks like we're going to spectate this team now, potentially. I do think this is a very hot area to drop. Just because of the... Oh, it put us on a completely random team. Okay, so what's going on here? We pick up with Langston. Langston's coming back in. Of course, there's fighting over on the recon building. He's got to get a gun. Both of his teammates are in Gulag, so let's see what he does here. Now, look, I'd be very careful about this. I believe there's still 3 alive over there, and, yep, and they already know where he is. So he's in a really bad spot. This team's going to all-out push him. Now, running is not necessarily the best thing here because, oh, he's going to go ahead and get the thirst. Wow, I would not have mounted there. Now, of course, he can hear hit. Oh, he almost killed that guy with the M60. Almost killed him with the M60. Did we switch teams again? We may potentially switch teams again. Oh, nope, we're in Gulag now. Okay. So you saw the guy up top. He saw him. Now he's flashed. Watch your eyes. So he's going to push left. Yep. That's very predictable. That guy was going to push left. Why? Because he threw the flash from that side. He threw the grenade from that side. Now he's going to push the other side and get the kill. I mean, it's just very predictable in that sense. So let's see what they're going to do to go ahead and regain here. They choose the Scabby, which means he's going to be floating for a little bit. Now, in terms of stuff we talked about in fight class just while he's floating, we've talked a lot about approaching a fight, understanding where your opponent's moving to. Fighting at a good range and getting an early knock and then pushing in, not fighting too close on top. Oh, so they actually switched. Are they doing a king or a a supply run? I'd do a supply run here. Very rarely do I suggest doing most wanted contracts. Generally, the time for most wanted is late game when you have absolutely no other choice. But just going back to approaching a fight, trying to get an early knock, especially as you're trying to get better. Getting an early knock and then pushing in. That'll help slow down the fight a little bit up front and kind of give you that initial advantage. Now, we also talked about positioning with cover, and it's just absolutely crucial to, constantly be thinking about See, at this point, he's already got $1,400. You know, he almost has one back already. He needs 2, maybe 3 stacks. But he's going to go fly around in the heli. Let's see if anybody torches him. In the meantime, we can talk, and he burned the flare. Love that. We talked a lot about positioning with cover in the sense that, you know, when you're approaching a fight, when you're in the midst of a fight, you just always want to be thinking about where you have cover. You don't want to be caught out in the open to a point where you just get immediately thirsted if you go down. You want to be strategic about where you position yourself. And even when you are pushing up, you know, pay attention to cover. But if you are out in the open, know that you're out in the open, right? ADS a little more. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down a little bit while he's... You know, ADS a little bit more. Be ready, anticipate, right? Anticipate that guy, you know, whoever you're pushing out in the open. Anticipate him peeking that corner. So if you're just kind of holding, and he peeks, you're ready to go. You know, as you're pushing up, if you're in... Oh, he's going to turn. If you're anticipating him, then you're ready for him to peek that corner, and you'll be okay even though you're out in the open. It'll allow you to get that first shot off and still ultimately get the down and potentially the kill. So they still have 83 up. I unfortunately can't scroll over to any player because nobody's live. I'd love to see what they're at kill-wise. Still got a minute 30 on this. Now, they are going to come back with decent cash flow. They will be able to pick up loadout. You know, this is a situation where you got to regain. This is going to happen. And regaining, there's a certain strategy and a certain skill to being able to regain. Being able to get your teammates back. Now, I always talk about, and I've talked with my chat a lot about this, how the game never ends. And guys, this is going to sound obvious. The game never ends until your team dies. So as long as you have one person up and you can keep regaining, you know, that's ultimately how you get more kills and get more wins. You know, when I watch these elite gamers, you know, it amazes me how well they can navigate situations, get out of situations, and keep their team alive. Whether it's leaving a fight, whether it's being able to wipe a team. And it's just kind of baby steps, right? You know, let's really focus on getting a few kills at first and then focus on getting more over time. But even if you die, look at the bigger picture of the game. You know, you could die 4 or 5 times, but if you drop 30, 40 kills as a team and get the win, like, hey, it's one game, and that's a good, solid game. So, you know, be a team player. I get the individual stats are nice and the individual stats, you know, are fun to take a look at, but you know, let's be a team player, because ultimately, here's what it comes down to. If you play as a solo, you're less likely to get more kills and get more wins. The more you can play as a team, you know, even if one person dies, you buy that person back. He peeked that a little bit too hard. Are they going to send heli or send loadout? Yep, he's dead. The more you can play as a team, the better off you're going to be, and you're going to be able to get more kills. Let's see how they play this. So that guy has 1 kill. He's downed. He just got thirsted. Langston and Dally Boy are actually going to head out to... Oh, they should buy their teammate back. Or even hit that supply run that's below them. You know, that's obviously gives you the free route. Plus, they would still have a contract bonus. So... still can't tell if this is looted or unlooted. They're going to go ahead and get their teammate back. One of the big things that I talked about with, in terms of getting more kills and getting more wins in a previous YouTube video, is talking about cash flow. Cash flow is just absolutely crucial for success. It allows you to stay in control of the game. It allows you to buy your teammate back if you need to. It allows you to buy UAVs and self-revives. You know, the better cash flow you can get, especially with contract bonuses and stuff, you know, generally speaking, the more success you're going to have. You can get into some really tough spots no matter what game mode you're playing, where, you know, you don't have any cash flow and you're... They're getting torched right now. Good job switching seats. Ultimately didn't matter. But, you know, right here, they can't pop UAVs. They don't have loadout. They're constantly trying to regain. You know, what is the play to ultimately get that cash flow going again? So they can pop the UAVs and buy self-revives and get loadout. You know, the more cash flow you can get, the more in control of the game you'll feel. I talk about it in my Twitch streams where there are certain situations, it happens a lot in solos, but duos as well, where I'll say, like, I just don't feel like I have any control right now. You know, I'm wandering out in the open. I have no cash flow. I don't know where anybody is. Even if I have loadout, you know, I may have loadout. I could even have a car. I could be in a Bertha. But I still don't totally feel like I'm in control of the game. I think that team quit. So we're going to another team. This is just the... we haven't really seen much action here. This is the total regain. So they just finished a Scavvy. I do love Scavvies for cash flow. It definitely gives you a lot. Of course, it's going to lead you to different spots, so you just have to be careful. Be cognizant that it could push you towards other teams. They do have enough for Lodi here, 8,900 plus 1,900. They do have enough for Lodi. Is he going to buy it? He is not. He bought UAV instead. He bought some plates for his teammate. There's a chance his teammate died somewhere around here. Oh, Lodi's still in, so they can go get Lodi. So Amabot has 3. Gilly has 1. Cripple's still loading. Crippled's load screen's a little crippled. Okay, Cripple has 4. So notice the team that just got out. Cripple's getting torched. Use the heli as cover. That's... Nah, he shouldn't... Wow. There's a cluster there that blew up the heli. Okay, this might be... Keep moving. They might be full dead. I think they are since we're loading. Let's see. So this team's going to be in the... Oh, nope. Not quite yet. So he's going to go ahead and push up. He's got no plates. He probably shouldn't push this. You got to be cognizant here that they might have let somebody out. Oh, yep, you see him right there. The car was a distraction there. I talked in one of my TikToks about using cars and how the driver's a distraction. You know, the 2 people in the car as passengers, get out when you want. Make sure you have cover. You want to get out in a good spot. The driver should serve as a distraction to kind of keep eyes on him. And that's exactly what this team did here. Now, they have pretty good cash flow here. You know, it could be a little better, but they do have enough for a UAV. They don't have any self-revives as of right now. We've got 45 up. Let's see. Slower Than You has 4. Tokyo has 1. And Money Millennial has 1. So, you know, here's a great example. They have 6 kills, 3 of which they just got right there. So let's see what their play is from here. They're still looting. If you are looking to get more kills and, you know, ultimately become a more aggressive player, you need to stop looting so much. Yeah, I guess if there's a crate every once in a while, it's fine to hit. But your primary goal should be about pushing teams and taking their money, grabbing bounties and pushing bounties. You know, ultimately becoming more aggressive. It should not be focused on looting. You know, when you focus on crates, it's obviously distracting. You know, you're not paying attention to the people around you that could be there. So I'm very cautious about looting and over-looting as opposed to kind of being aggressive and pushing. So let's go ahead and watch Slower Than You for a little bit. We might switch. Let's go to Tokyo. Okay. So he's still alive. He's going to go ahead and reposition down here. In terms of audio... Let's see what the play is here. He's going to peek here. He sees him. Gets the down with the Kilo Schmagilo. That's a good kill. So good way to start the fight. Not a good way to continue the fight. Get that thirst. Let's see if there's one more. He's got no plate, so he's got to be really careful here. And he didn't anticipate that guy. We talk a lot about anticipation, right? You know, you have to anticipate that guy being there. I would have jump spotted that, jumped onto that little ledge there, or even let my teammate crawl over and revive that way. Okay, let's go watch a Gulag. Gulag's one of my favorite things right now, you know, in terms of my Gulag percentage is obviously really good, so I'm really trying to help people get better by understanding the best way. Now, look, he's playing slow. I love this so far. He's playing slow. Audio to the right, you hear him? Good hip fire. We'll take it. A little bit weird, but in that situation, we'll take it. So he played slow. He used his audio to his advantage. Obviously, I did not see if he used lethals and tacticals in that situation, but, you know, I talked about how lethals and tacticals, you should use them to either gain info or force your opponent's hand. So let's go ahead and watch Bammer in his gulag and see how he does. It says prepare to fight, so hopefully we get in here. Still got 32 up in third circle. You know, the lobby's holding okay. It's not a great circle, but we will definitely take it. And in terms of kills, I want you to also understand one thing. You know, you can be having a slow game, you know, have 5, 6, 7 kills as a squad. End game rolls around. You can easily pick up 10 in the end circle. So end circle tends to be hot. If you can get good positioning, you can easily pick up a lot of kills. So he's running Howard here, frag grenade, snapshot. So he's going to go ahead and get to this. Now, these are the players. Yep. So the guy that killed him clearly heard him running. The audio was very loud in Gulag. So that guy clearly, if I had to guess, heard him running to that side, and that's why he peeked that way. That's why I always talk about I like playing a little bit slower and being that person that wants to hear what the other person's doing. Then I use my lethals and tacticals, again, to either gain info if I don't hear him, which is generally throwing something behind the tank, or, you know, making him force his hand because I know where he is, and I'm going to go ahead and use my lethals and tacticals that way. So they have great cash flow here. That was interesting. Okay, then. So they should be going to buy their teammate back. They're going to go ahead and split money. Are they going to send one? They might be sending one person here to be safe. Now, if you're going to send one person, I would probably recommend Resisto keep 8,000, which is enough for 2 reses. Just in case this guy dies. I also don't know what this class is. This is... okay. That gives me a sense of who we're watching. He's got a little fast leak action, which is... okay, so he's rocking FFAR, but it's not the floor loot FFAR. It is a normal FFAR with the suppressor. It looks like Raider pad, maybe. Some sort of underbarrel. I'm not totally familiar with all the different, you know, what the attachments look like in-game, but... so let's see what their play is here. You can go one of 2 ways here. See how they play it. So he bought self-revive. I don't hate that play. They still have enough for a UAV. They probably should spend a little bit more money. My thought process there is you either A, buy teammate and buy loadout for teammate so your teammate can get perks. Obviously, Bammer and All Day don't have perks right now. They don't have Ghost. They don't have Amped, assuming that's what they're running. So, you know, you could potentially buy loadout there. But they decided not to. This has been an exhilarating game when it comes to approaching fights and positioning with cover. So this team does have trophy. They should probably go grab their teammate. I don't know if... I think they were just getting shot at. They are. So this guy needs to pay attention in the back of the truck here because he's going to go down. Now let's see. He should start the self-revive here. But he's not going to. They're going to just leave their teammate. There he goes. Let's see if he burns it. He should not burn this here. He's not going to burn it. Okay. Let's see where they get out. They definitely need to get out with cover. They kind of left Bammer out to dry here. Let's go take a peek at Bammer. See how Bammer's doing in the back. There he goes. Now he's going to res. So Bammer's still working his way in with his Mac 10 class. We're not seeing really any slide canceling. Of course, I did my movement series on slide canceling and strafing. So we're not seeing any slide canceling. Obviously, you see he's running a little bit slower than usual. Now he resets his tactical sprint. But that's ultimately what we're doing with slide canceling, is resetting that tactical sprint. So let's see if they approach this bounty or not. It looks like they're just going to play rooftop. They're going to have to rotate in again. And this is where I talk about, you know, watching players that are aggressive. It's just totally different. And I need you to understand that a lot of these teams are averaging, 5, 6, 7 kills a game. Like, they're not dropping 40 bombs. So, when we talk about, okay, focus on getting a few kills, that automatically, if you can focus on getting 4 or 5 kills, per game, whether it's solos or quads, that starts to take you up another level. Then you get 7 to 8. Then you start dropping 10 plus. Then you keep working. And as you're learning about rotations and approaching fights and different situations, and you're getting better aim, you're getting better movement, that's when you start dropping the big numbers. That's when you start dropping 20s and or 15s. I know it seems like such a high ceiling for some people, but I promise you can get there. So he's using Car 98 and Mac 10, I believe. Now that team does have to rotate as well. This team has to rotate. So they're going to take Bertha, which I do like. I like the Bertha play here. It is a little bit safer. Now, the tough part about Bertha is always the fact that the people in the back can get torched. As a more aggressive player, I'm not looking to kill the driver. I'm looking to shoot the kids in the back. Now, he literally just took Bertha, left his teammates out to dry. Bammer and Resisto are going to have to jump here. He's going to go ahead and jump right, which is a play that I like. And it sounds like there's people right here. Yep. He's going to execute him. That's not fair. He should have executed him. Yep, audio. Nope, he needed to shoot there. He's going to push around the other side. Okay, so you got to play quick here. He push around. I think he thought he had Deddy. Now he's got to push in. Good. He's pushing out the front. Nope, he's pushing around back. That's where he's playing too slow. He's got to play a little bit faster. And ultimately, kind of finesse that team a little bit. You want to keep your opponent guessing. That's where playing fast is a huge advantage. To just keep your opponent guessing. If your opponent doesn't know where you are, then you're going to have a little bit of an advantage. Now, he's just kind of holding underneath. The only buy station is to the right on the map, obviously, but he's not going to be able to get there. So this is his game. What are the chances all day can clutch up here? This is a pretty exhilarating game when it came to approaching fights, but it is what it is. These are learning lessons here on how to approach a fight. In that last one, as I mentioned, just playing a little bit faster and trusting your movement. I'm excited for this end circle, though. Still 6 circle, 16 people, 7 teams, 15 besides this guy. He's going to go ahead and push up. This guy's caught on the edge. Is he going to hit his shots? Doesn't matter. Bought back behind him. You hear the guy choking to the left? He's going to go ahead and... You see the guy, so there's people below him. There's people across the street in hospital. He's going to be short, and he's going to get shot in the back. Wow. So he's going to go ahead and head up. He's getting chased. Yep. Now, see, that guy's aggressive. Let's see how this plays out. This team looks very, very good, from what I could tell. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing. Yeah, so Mr. X has 10. So they got 13 as a squad. Mr. X kind of carrying right now, but hey, everybody has their turns. Let's go back to Mr. X. Mr. X has got the kilo. This makes me a little bit nervous to watch him. He's going to go ahead and play this right side. Love this. He's going to take a different approach than his teammate. And he gets torched because he has no cover. He pushed up way too aggressively. He didn't have any cover there. And ultimately... Oh, this is... we can watch this from here. I would stay up top at this point. At this point, you got to stay up top. Use that trophy system to your advantage. And this is all happening very quick. He knows he's pushing up, but he's looking at the wrong spot. Look at where he's going to come from. So the team below them, most likely going to push out the front door. This team's got to jump early. I would jump to the rooftop if possible. Too late. They're already dead. That's a tough spot. Hindsight being 2020, probably had to get on the roof and fight that team originally. Looks like a pretty easy finish here for this team. Let's see if we can see the last kill. Yep, there we go. They're going to... Yep, look at that. All three guys wrapped around them. So, guys, that is episode 1 of the Spectator series. I hope you learned something. Obviously, we didn't get as much footage in terms of approaching fights and positioning with cover, but we are going to keep doing this, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos and turn on that notification bell. Let's get better today and subscribe for more.